out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm raising the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans, you got talk. Heard it's real cheap, but it's really gon' cost. I'm trying to get these ends, build empires with my friends. I'm about handling my business.
TV. Everything I say in this video is alleged. It is in my opinion, and it is for entertainment purposes only. Hello, YouTube family. It's DMarie TV. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the video, you guys. I'm new to YouTube. Every like and subscribe that I get, it helps me get higher in the algorithm. And I always forget to ask you guys in the front of the video, and I wait till the end and I miss it. So would you please do me a huge favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here we go. Hey, DMarie TV family. So OWN has released the trailer for Love and Marriage Huntsville's upcoming season. And I feel some kind of way, and I don't even really know how to explain it. Once I really get an understanding of what I'm thinking, I will let you guys know. But let's kind of go through the trailer and pick it apart. And let me, I'm interested to see what you guys think about it. But something about this, it's just not sitting right with me. It feels off to me. So the first portion of the trailer is covering Amin, who is Kiki's husband, and is revisiting the fight that broke out in the back of Maurice's house. And Kiki is talking to Mel about it, and then Amin is saying how disrespectful Marceau is to address Kiki in a certain manner in his face.
I ain't never seen Amin get out of character.
Give her a drug test. She high right now. Call the police and drug test your motherfucking ass. This is the second time you're comfortable enough where you can have an argument with my wife in my presence. She's been on drugs for a while. You just don't let her come around you anymore.
Marceau always involves himself in the ladies.
Now, we've seen several people on this show come through like they're going to check or address Marceau, and nobody really ever does it. So if Amin is here to actually check Marceau and put him in his place, I'm all for it. But if this is another build up for the huge letdown like we had last time, the Scotts and Tisha's family got together, and we all thought Kiki was going to blow up the spot and tell us about Marceau. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in them building us up, and then when the scene gets here, it's this huge letdown because nothing ever happens. We'll see how it goes this season, but this feels a lot to me like a repeat of when we thought Kiki was going to divulge information about Marceau cheating at Wanda's food reveal, and it never actually, came to fruition. It was just a flop. So we'll see how this one goes, but Amin and Marceau are supposed to have tension behind how Marceau addressed Kiki. Okay? I don't feel no ways about it because we've been here before, and that's what I'm feeling. The next portion of the clip is Letitia, Marceau, and Tiffany are sitting down at a table and they're discussing something. And Marceau makes the statement to Tiffany, I know you're not used to being valued, but you're valued here.
You're valuing what women say.
I know you're not used to being valued, but I'm telling you right now, you're valued here.
Damn, mister, let me get the last word.
Again, this is Marceau doing what Marceau does. In the event that Marceau was dealing with real men, Marceau would have been fucked up. Somebody would have been and laid this ninja out. Marceau's not even the type of dude that a real man would have a problem checking. But apparently there are no real men in his vicinity, and so he gets to do the things he does. Nobody has slapped Marceau. Nobody has tried to beat the shit out of Marceau. Marceau has just had free will to do and say whatever Marceau wants to do. I mean, maybe that's how they do it in Huntsville. I'm from the Show Me State. It's a little bit different where I'm from. You pop off, it's going down, and nobody's checking him. And that's my problem with how he moves. I mean, I'm just not used to men being disrespectful in that manner, because where I'm from, you have to give respect in order to get it. And he gives no one respect, but he still walks around free and clear. Marceau is never going to learn his lesson until he gets checked. And so all these women who have husbands, brothers, family members, y'all need to step up and check this man. You can't just let him run around demeaning and disrespecting women and think that's okay. It is time for Marceau to get checked, period. And here comes Stormy chiming in talking about, damn, Mr. Who Gets the Last Word. He shouldn't have the last word if you sitting in a room with him and your husband's next to you. Your husband big as hell. How can Marceau possibly have the last word in a room with your husband? In my opinion, Marceau should be on thin ice with your husband anyway, because he just clowned him in his face talking about all he do is sell hair products for women. So yeah, he's gonna think he can have the last word if he not only checked you, disrespected you at the Black Expo, then you decided you was gonna try to go home and sick your husband on him. Your husband goes talk to him. He clowns Courtney then. Now he's sitting in front of you and Courtney, and you talking about not Mr. Have the last word, and he calls your husband your last name, which is the equivalent to calling him a bitch. And still ain't nobody came across the table and lit his ass up. So yeah, Marceau is feeling himself as he should be if he keeps being allowed to do what he's been doing. Ain't nobody beat his ass. Ain't nobody checked him. Ain't nobody sued him. Ain't nobody put his ass in jail. He can scam, he can talk shit, he can disrespect women, he can do whatever he want to do because no one puts him in his place. And to me, that does not seem like it is reality. To me, that would happen. I believe in a normal situation, Marceau would have been and got his ass kicked and he would be moving differently by now. So let's talk about the scene with Marceau and Martell on the couch.
Marceau just he made that comment of, guess who owns Scope now?
Slam. It wouldn't be no Scope without me or Melody.
You're a damn lie.
Don't downplay what Melody I did for you or y'all.
In what way did you help me?
Marceau.
You still owe me $3,700.
Marceau is trying to, as far as Martell says, and this is air quotes here, don't try to downplay what me and Mel did for y'all. First and foremost, Martell, you did not do shit. That is apparent to all of the world. Melody did that. Melody did it. She covered you. She made it look like you were a businessman and you were doing this and that and all these other things. But if you did it for Marceau, why can't you do it for yourself? Right? If we were sitting here watching someone who helped set up Sculpt have a conversation with Marceau, you would also at this point have your own company set up and you would be thriving. You're not. The person who has the business acumen, the person who has the business knowledge, the person who started their own companies and who is thriving right now is Melody. It is not you. You keep trying to attach yourself to her business sense and her understanding and her acumen, but you can't do that anymore. You're no longer covered by her. So for you to be having this conversation with Marceau is falling flat. For him to sit up and say you did not do anything to help him, and when he asks you what did you do, all you can say is Marceau. The reason you can't quantify or quantify what you did is because you didn't do nothing. Melody did that, and her mother assisted them with their company. You did not do that. You just took claim to it, but you did not do anything to help them with their company. Melody and her mother did that. Hence this argument, you lose. And any monies that you and Marceau owe each other is probably monies that was not supposed to be monies that you were exchanging anyway. Y'all was going into company funds, taking out company funds to run around and be out here philandering with side chicks and hoes. Y'all was supposed to be handling business, but y'all out here tricking and blew all the money. So I think it's disingenuous to tell Martell he owes you anything because Marceau, you were talking about money that neither one of you probably had the right to have your hands on. It was company profits and y'all was using it for your side hoes. So the whole conversation is really irrelevant. Again, it seems disingenuous to me. So they're going back to the Black Expo conversation.
This money thing is growing legs.
Why?
Marceau said nobody paid nothing.
He's a sarcastic ass.
The Black Expo next year will be better because we're gonna do certain things that you guys said.
I think you should let Tisha talk. Because what you doing it's all over the place.
Mr. and Mrs. Steele, thank you guys.
You know I'm busy, she's still, right?
Man, you know my name. See, I don't know if you playing or is you for real.
Yeah.
Cause see, I'm for real all the time. So is he gonna do that? Because if he don't do that, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, anybody can get slapped.
And Marceau's talking about how they're going to do things differently next year. And he calls Courtney, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Steele, and Stormy and her husband get up and walk out. If you've heard me review Love and Marriage Huntsville, when it gets to Stormy and her husband, I really don't have a lot to say because I don't care. They're not interesting people to me. And that's about how I feel about them here. I don't see anything of interest that I want to elaborate on when it comes to them. To me, they're just boring. I don't get why they're on the show. I do not understand it. They are boring to me. I also do not understand why you would be sitting up talking to Tisha and Marceau about next year's Black Expo. If they did not treat you well during this year's Black Expo, why would you be at next year's meeting? Because I swear Stormy told him, don't ask her for shit no more. You should have stuck by that. Why are any of you at the meeting? If Marceau is not treating you with any level of respect, then don't show up to the meeting. You don't have to do his Black Expo, do your own. They can have more than one Black Expo in Huntsville. Let him and Tisha run that shit by themselves. Then it cuts to Courtney, Chris Fletcher, and Martell. It's going to be a problem. You should have came across the table and whooped his ass when he said it in your face. Don't go to the gym and talk shit to the boys. Handle Marceau. That's how I see it. So, again, not interested in this Courtney scene because they are boring people. It's made up. That this is not a real thing. He's not really going to do anything he's saying because he has had ample opportunity to do that. He's had two opportunities to whoop Marceau's ass and he ain't done it. So it's going to happen again and it's going to keep happening because he has no respect for you. And you guys are not interesting at all. Get off the show. So next, Chris Fletcher asked Martell, what's up with Lou? I ain't seen him in a while. And Martell gives the face. Martell be giving up a whole bunch of stuff with his faces.
What's up with Lou anyway? I haven't seen Lou. He don't never come on?
Everyone literally keeps asking me, like, where's Lou? Where's Lou? Where's Lou? He just had a baby and I need my husband.
So what, you want me to start working? This is like me saying I want you to start working when I need you to be more present. We knew what we were getting into before we got into it.
Do you ever feel depressed? This is a lot.
There are certain things that are not going to happen for me.
This is really up.
But he gave this funny look, giving away that, yeah, something's going on with them. And it cuts to some scenes between Tiffany and Lou, where Lou seems to be working more. And that's what men tend to do when they don't want to be at home with screaming babies. But let's not pretend that Lou told Tiffany, honey, I want a baby. Let's go out and have a baby. And now he's turning on her. Lou never asked for this baby. He tried to tell her not to have a baby. He told her he didn't want no baby. So if you do not listen to a man when he tells you he don't want a baby, then you're going to have to find out after the baby get here and you raising a baby by yourself. We don't need this scene for us to know that if a man does not want to have a child with you, you may have a baby, but he ain't going to be there with you raising it. That's why they say mama's baby, daddy's maybe. If you want to have a child, do not have that child unless you plan on raising the child. I know it takes two people to make a baby, but the reality of the situation is men have different options than women. They just do. We are stuck with the babies. The men get to choose what they want to do. So when you ask someone if they want to have a baby and they tell you no, or they tell you they don't think it's a good idea, or they bullshit you and you can tell they really don't want to have a baby, but you decide to have the baby, understand that you may be taking care of that baby by yourself. Because what will happen is either they're going to leave you while you're pregnant, or you're going to have the baby and they're going to stay at work and stay out the house because they don't want to be at home with a yelling ass baby. Lou's older. He's not no young man. He's had kids. He's went through the process. And he made it very clear that he didn't want to go through the process again. Now, should he have got her pregnant? No. He should absolutely not have done that. But he did, just like men do all the time. And now she's at home with the baby by herself. But I do recall, rewind, back. There was a time he was telling Tiffany that he wanted to spend more time with her and he wanted her at home. And she was telling him, I got to work. I got to do. You know what we was getting into when we got into this? We're starting a company. She told him those very same words 1 or 2 seasons ago when it came to her starting her own company, him wanting to have more time with her and to be more intimate with her. Then the next season comes and all of a sudden out of nowhere, she wants a baby. That's weird. Truthful. It's not giving reality. It's giving made the fuck up for TV. That's what I'm getting. We'll see how it goes. So the next scene is Nell, Tisha, Mel, and Kimmy. And here comes Kimmy talking about what women need to do to keep their man at home. You do not have to screw your man every day, all day. You don't have to screw him a whole bunch. You screw him whenever you want to screw him.
Making love to your husband and your wife is an emotional bond. If you're not getting that emotional connection at home, chances are you're gonna get it someplace else.
Biggest regrets is that I had 4 kids by a dude that never made me. Whoa, never.
As a woman, you should never feel if you are not laid up on your back with your legs spread wide open, your husband's going to go out to cheat. If you feel that, you're married to the wrong man. That is not love. That is not a healthy marriage. And that is not how you should exist. There are going to be times in a lifelong situation, which is what marriage is intended to be, that people are not going to want to have sex because maybe their libidos are on or off. There are going to be health issues that may or may not arise. There are going to be times when you're attracted to each other and times when you are not. Sex is not an obligation. Sex is not a ritual. Sex is not something that you should feel you are obligated to do to satisfy your partner. Kimmy, that is you. That is something you feel you have to do to keep your husband because you are very aware that he will go out and get it somewhere else. That is specific to you and Maurice. That is not life advice that you should be sharing with these women or the world because it is not true. People are not robots. They cannot just show up and perform when other people want them to. And it's no way in hell I'm going to roll over and kick my leg back and spread my legs open for somebody to enter me if I don't want them to enter me. I don't give a fuck what he do. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to do it. And if I don't do it, as my spouse, you do not have the right to take your ass nowhere and do anything else with anybody, period. A man will do to you what you allow him to do to you. You should be able to fight cancer without having to worry about if your husband's going to cheat on you or not. So the statements that you are making about intimacy and connections, that comes in a lot of different forms when you're talking about marriage, and nothing in the world should make you feel more connected and loved and unified with your partner than a fight for your life. Nothing should bring you closer than that. Not even sex. Kimmy, your shit is off. Keep your relationship advice to yourself. I'm not checking for it and nobody else should be checking for it because your relationship is unhealthy. Then Melody says that she had 4 kids by Martell and he never made her come. I don't know what to say about that. That is just so sad. That's so sad. But I am very happy that she has gotten out of that relationship and she's now able to partake of other men who know how to get the job done. And that's kind of, divorce is sad and it's a death and you go through this process and you grieve it. But for those of us who have been divorced, it is not the end of the world. And honestly, for me, the fun part about it is you do get to experience other people and you do get to date and you do get to kind of understand at a different level what you like, what other people like, and you get to figure some things out. And I think that's the space that she's in right now, and I'm happy she got to experience that. What I'm kind of pondering over though is, why has Ariane been hanging on this long, and why is the rest of these women going crazy? He ain't got no money, he's horrible, he's a narcissist, and he ain't coming through. I mean, you know, y'all can have that. That is a mess. And Ariana, if you have spent 10 years of your life chasing some bad dick and a man who does not know what he's doing in the bedroom, girl, that takes wasting time to a whole nother level. Then it cuts to Nell and Martell arguing about cheating, and Martell is saying that Melody cheated on him, and Nell is talking about she doesn't believe that, and then they're just going back and forth about who cheated, and he's giving that whole spiel about Mel cheated on him a bunch of times.
She had an affair on me too, with multiple guys.
Can't say I believe that, Martin.
God damn! Don't ever talk about me cheating unless you talk about her cheating. Period.
But y'all stop. How about that?
I feel like this whole conversation is irrelevant. They've been divorced for some time now. Who cheated on who does not matter. What matters is their relationship is over. And I don't understand the relevance of this scene, or not today. It's irrelevant today because they are 100% divorced. Don't see them ever getting back together, and who cheated with who. It does not even matter anymore. They're done. And then there's a clip of Mel in what I believe is her name change ceremony. It's just a clip of her walking, and she's dressed really pretty. I guess we'll get a better understanding of what that is once we are able to see the ceremony. So I don't really have a lot to say about that. The next scene is Martell bringing Melody flowers. He sets them on the table. He's wearing the wedding ring, and that's just creepy to me.
For me. For you. For me.
Martell, sweetie,
No, listen.
you wearing that ring that I got you in 2008.
I'm manifesting. I guess you got the memo.
He's talking about he's manifesting whatever in his mind. He's crazy, and I think it's just weird. If I was Melody and some shit went creak in the night, I would immediately think, get the guy is Martell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just creepy as fuck. I don't get it. I don't think it's cute. It's not normal for a divorced man to be walking around in a wedding ring. I'm not feeling it. Don't think it's cute at all. These are red flags to me, but it kind of feels like they want it to be. So then the trailer transitions to the Houston trip.
We're going to Houston.
Hot boys, hot girls, hot men.
To love, health, and prosperity and friendship. Woo!
Cowboy!
Wait a minute now.
I'm looking at you, Kimmy.
No, you ain't.
I'm looking at you, baby.
No, you ain't.
Martell had somebody come through last night. Who was she? A friend? A friend? Where she at this morning? She left early this morning.
I was next door getting my makeup done. Sound like somebody's having sex.
While we on Martell, did you break any house rules?
We had rules.
Yes.
Well, I didn't get that notice.
And overall, it looks like they're having a good time. You know, they're drinking, they're out, they're toasting, they're riding bulls. All seems like a pretty good time. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. But then it cuts to, it looks like the house that they all stayed in. Martell had someone come to the house. Kimmy, they're riding in a van, and Kimmy says when she was getting up in the morning to go get her makeup done, she heard somebody having sex. And then it shows Martell walking a woman out of the house in the early morning hours. If in the event that he did that, he's single, he's free to, move how he wants to move. It's not a shocker that Martell will be sleeping with random women and walking them out early in the morning. I mean, he did it when he was married, so why wouldn't he do it when he's single? You know what I'm saying? There's no shock about that. I don't have too much to say about that. Martell moves how he moves. I have no issue with him sleeping with random women in every state he goes to. Not my problem, not Mel's problem. Maybe a problem for Ariana if she believes that they were in a relationship, or Belinda, or whoever believes they're in a relationship with him. But that is Martell's behavior, hence why he's divorced. So nothing new there. Shocks, no surprises. Then it cuts to Maurice and Marceau talking about Maurice's sex life.
Really, how much sex are you looking for?
I guess how much is too much, Doc? Y'all like down to like maybe twice a month, like normal married people.
Wherever you want me, girl. Here we go.
Again, I'm not interested. That is Kimmy's problem. Her, what she wants to deal with and how she wants to twist and bend herself for the rest of her life. That's Kimmy. Good luck. And then they show Kimmy having a sexy photo shoot. That's understandable considering everything that she's been through. If she wants to have a photo shoot so that she can feel better about herself and feel sexy, I'm here for it. Then it cuts to Marceau and Letitia having a conversation about her believing that she's pregnant. Again, I do not believe this scene, y'all. I just don't believe it. I do not believe that it's true.
You know, I was sick a lot, right? The last time I remember feeling that way, I was pregnant. So I had to go take a pregnancy test.
Get a blood test.
That is so disrespectful.
I think it's very disrespectful to get pregnant on your husband got a vasectomy.
Marceau and had an affair. One night, and this other girl went out to the club. Marceau was there. The two of them hooked up with Marceau and had a threesome.
I'ma bust my tail in his face.
What the hell happened?
You cheated on him too. Mel, did you cheat on him too? Give me the goddamn answer. Cause I'm tired of him saying I don't know you was done.
I never cheated. That's not me.
The truth is, I understand both of y'all. Hey. No, I don't need this. I get that. I don't need this.
You stepped out on me. Who the you think I am?
If you keep on blaming on me and putting it in my goddamn face, I'm not gonna accept it.
What am I blaming on you, Martell?
Have you ever stepped out on me?
I can't answer that question for you. I can't answer that question for you.
That might be a bad decision to not answer that question for me.
I don't believe that she thinks she's pregnant at all. I think it's bullshit. I think that this is just something that they are doing for a storyline. I do not see that kind of chemistry between them. I just don't. I don't see how this is a real thing. She knows that Marceau had a vasectomy. So why would you be coming to him in this manner saying that you think you're pregnant? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? If you was pregnant and your man had a vasectomy, you would be like, hey, we need to go to the doctor and get you checked out because something's wrong with your vasectomy, because I'm feeling funny and I went to the doctor, I'm pregnant, so that means your vasectomy is not working. It would be a different conversation. It would be. It just wouldn't be this, oh, I'm pregnant. Last time I felt this, I was pregnant. So I went to the doctor. You would have had a conversation with him way before you ever got to the doctor. If you're a married person and you're having these feelings that you may possibly be pregnant, why wouldn't you go first to your husband and say, hey, I'm feeling weird. I could be pregnant. Why would you tell the husband after you've gone to the doctor? That's just weird to me. So I don't know. I don't know why I feel like this. I don't know why, but in my gut, I don't believe this stuff. I do not believe most of it. Now here we go with round 2 with Kiki. Kiki, I'm going to tell you like this. I like you for real. You're one of my favorite people on the show, but what I don't like about you is you give these real grand buildups and then we get there and you flop. If you ain't telling us some stories and dropping some names about who Marceau had this affair with this time, I'm through fucking with you. I'm for real. I ain't playing. Like, you better come with some names and some facts this season. Don't be building us up, having whole trailers talk about some information you gonna spill and then we get there and it's nothing. Ain't nobody trying to do that. You better bring it. This second portion of this season, we better have some names. And if we don't, you can get off the show too. Then Nell's back talking with Mel about if Mel and Marcel cheated. I need to understand some context around why she's that upset about a conversation that is truly irrelevant at this point. Who cares who cheated? They're divorced. They have been for 3 years. If I was Mel, I would have a problem with people continuously putting my name in a... I don't care what he says I did. It doesn't matter. We are divorced, period. I'm saying I didn't cheat. I don't care what he says. He can think whatever he wants to think. That would be my position. I would not be trying to defend myself to Nell, and I'm not even sure why Nell cares. Why is it a thing 3 years after their divorce? Then there's a conversation with Tisha and Maurice about whether she cheated on Marcel. I don't know. Only time will tell what this is all about. But apparently what we're going to see in this second half is relationship issues that come about with Marcel and Tisha. Marcel is alleging that Tisha may have cheated if she's pregnant because he's had a vasectomy. Kiki is saying that Marcel cheated on Tisha, and Tisha is saying she's not going to answer the question, which is odd. If you're with somebody and you're married and they ask you, have you cheated? It's a yes or no, period. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to discuss that. Why not? It should be an easy answer. No. So that's to me as well. Overall, I just get this feeling that we're going to get a lot of smoke blown up our ass this season, and I'm not here for it. I really want to get down to what is going on with these people. I want to hear about Stormy's lawsuits and what is happening with Candace. I want to hear about Tisha and Marcel scamming all these people in Huntsville. I want to see all the business deals and Melody and 7th Avenue, her successes as a business person. I want to hear about Kimmy's recovery and what that looks and that feels like to have fought cancer and won. I want to hear about, what Tiffany plans to do as a single mom if Lou leaves her. I want to delve into that. I do not, however, want to have a bunch of surface conversations about gossip and bullshit that is not true or not reality. I don't want made up fights, made up storylines, and just a bunch of, situations and stories that we've heard before and then repeat them back to us in a different way. That's what that clip gives to me. I feel like I'm having deja vu and I've been here before. I feel like I'm not seeing the next step, the next logical step that we should have expected to see. It's giving everything but reality, because we as fans know more, we know better, we know that there's so much more happening with these people than what they're talking to us about. And I just get sick of that. I get really tired of that. I want to hear about what's really going on with these people. And hopefully we can get that. But based upon this trailer, it doesn't seem like that's what we're going to get. So no matter what, I'm gonna watch it just because I'm just so wrapped up in these people, and I want to see how this all turns out. But it just feels like they're hanging on by a thread, and I can't imagine that they can keep pulling this off very much longer. They're going to have to get some new people on the show and really tell authentic stories about people's reality, or this is just going to die off. So let me know what you think. Did you see the clip and you loved it? Did you see the trailer and you thought it was great? Am I 100% off in my assessment of what I saw? Drop me some comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited about the upcoming season. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you are made aware every time I drop a new video. And I will talk to you guys soon.
Love and Marriage Huntsville returns with new episodes Saturday, September 16th, 8, 7 Central on OWN.
Get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm raising the clock. Even if my feelings grind don't stop. Got big dreams.